My combatants or my little degenerates, welcome. It's your boy Mr. Degenerate here, back at it again for another motherfucking video. Ooh, we are ready to talk about that Mortal Kombat pre-order beta. It's gonna be my first impressions, what I thought about the game. It was my first time playing Mortal Kombat 1, so I was very looking forward to this, because if you had to ask me, I really wasn't a huge fan of MK11, and from an outsider looking in before playing the beta, I really felt like this was just going to be MK11.5. But I can say after playing the beta, this is not MK11. This game, I would argue, is even better, or shaping up to be a better game than MK11. I feel like there's so much you can do in here in terms of combos, and I think a lot of that has to do with the cameo system. The cameo system is fucking really cool, and seeing people online use the cameo system in unique and cool ways was awesome. I think graphically this looks the most impressive MK. It gives you the sense of peace, the sense of this is a new age of Mortal Kombat, a time of peace, and it's conveyed through music, audio, everything. And for the most part, I would say I enjoyed my time with the beta and I'm looking forward to this game. However, I would like a delay, because there are some questionable things as we get into this video that makes me say, okay, well, this needs more time in the oven, because there's a lot of glitches and bugs and a lot of things that I'm just like questionable about it. So join me in this video. I'm gonna break down the beta, the things that were in the beta, the characters in the beta, who did I play with, and my overall thoughts on the beta as a whole. So when you start up Mortal Kombat 1, you're greeted to this nice menu screen of plans, and you see the tower of dragons and whatnot, and it just gives you this sense of peace and pride. That's one of the things I took away from this, from the presentation front of the game. They really give you the sense of like, this is a new era of Mortal Kombat. Yes, Liu Kang resetted the timeline based off of the ending of Mortal Kombat 11, and he's really ushered in a peaceful era. Everyone's got a happy ending. Everyone is all happy, and you can just feel that throughout the whole entire game. The music and the score is so great. But when you start the beta, you're giving only two options. You're given Tower single player mode and then online. So to start off with Tower, you play through, I believe, 4 to 5 or however many characters that are in the beta. You play to the tower and you go up floors and whatnot. You can set your different difficulties, whether you want to fight the enemies either on very easy or very hard. And as soon as you start the match, you load right into the match. Like, no time to really dilly-dally. You just go straight in to a match, which is pretty impressive. But it did lead to one of my complaints, is that the intros. There are no intros when you do the tower modes, which I think is very weird. I don't know how they decided to do that. I understand they want to make matches go by quicker, but there are some really cool dialogues between characters that I only got to experience through playing the game on single for multiplayer. So it was very weird that I couldn't hear it through the single player campaign. So I really hope with the final game they'll figure out a way how to have let you listen to those character interactions, because they're really fun. They also reminded me of Injustice, the clash system in Injustice, where the characters will clash with each other and then say lines to each other. It worked similar to that when you chose a character in the online part. Another big complaint I would say I had with the multiplayer is that there's no training. You kind of had to just put the AI on easy and then figure it the fuck out. I feel like if you're gonna do a beta, you have to have a training mode. I understand, the training, some of the data may not be right or it's going to be changed when the full game comes out. But, you literally have Street Fighter 6 come out, and that beta, and I played all the betas for it, that had, like, fucking training mode and a whole bunch of training options in that training mode. Like, I'm not saying I needed time trials or trials to get to know the character, but it would have been nice to actually have like a actual training mode to actually get to know the characters, because there was a lot of moments I was just like, okay, what the fuck am I, okay, I'm doing a combo, and then all of a sudden, fucking AI would randomly break the combo, and I'm just like, oh, I'm just trying to learn this combo, now I gotta reset everything. Fortunately, they do, when you pause the game, they do have a rematch option, and it goes fast. Like, you're into a match very fast in this game, so I'll let them slide. But for next time, if we're doing this shit, Ed Boon, like, and team over at Another Realm, add a training mode for your fucking single player, for your betas. Come on, man, it's just common sense. So then we get into actual matches, and I'm just gonna talk about the 2 characters. And technically speaking, I played 3 characters in the beta. So I played Li Mei, my boy Sub-Zero, and Liu Kang. So I'm gonna start off with my favorite out of all of them, my girl Li Mei. Li Mei was really cool. I want to basically say Li Mei reminds me of Jubilee from the X-Men and Psylocke. She has, like, when she shoots out projectiles, it's like almost like she's shooting out firecrackers. And her color scheme is purple, so it reminds me of Psylocke. She gave me very Psylocke vibes, but Li Mei was very cool to play, and I apologize if I butcher moves, names. I know fighting game players love their fucking numbers and shit, but please forgive me. But Li Mei was the most easiest character to play, but she has some really cool tools in her disposal. So, as we all know, she has her typical moves from Deception. So she has her cartwheel that can be done in the air. She has like this rising kick uppercut that spawns a lion, like a phantom lion shit. And when she grabs you is her MK Deception grab. So she has a lot of cool things that will remind you of her 3D era. But in addition, she also has something new to the table, which is her lanterns. And her lanterns were really cool, because at first I didn't know what the fuck to do with it. And I just saw it as, oh, probably is going to be used as a keep away technique. But you can actually use it as a combo extension when you do, I believe, and I'm going to put the right corrections on the fucking screen, so please forgive me. When you do like forward 2, 1 into a cameo such as Frost, and Frost, one of Frost's cameos is that she'll freeze the ground and freeze the opponent, and so you can get in there and throw out a lantern, and then do her, I think it's her forward 3, 4 combo, the one where she does a low kick into like an uppercut kick. It's like your launcher kick, your launcher move that allows you to do air combos. And while you're in the air, the lantern is gonna keep going, and then you do like your 1, 4, 3 air combo into an EX version of your blast, and of your blast, and then they'll land on the, while you're coming down, they'll land on the lantern, and so that led to a lot of combo extension. It's very easy to do. It's not too much button memory, muscle memory. It was very easy to do, so I appreciate that. And Li Mei was just a fun ass character. She has a lot of cool tools. I did realize, and this is something I realized for a lot of the cast, and this is kind of a negative, is that a lot of the characters in this game doesn't have a lot of strings, which is weird because usually in Mortal Kombat games, or especially Injustice, there's a lot of strings to the characters. But it did get to the point where I didn't see a lot of people doing a lot of strings. Other than that, I really enjoyed Li Mei. I say Mei Mei. Li Mei. She was really cool, really fun. She might be my day one main. And yeah, that's about it. That's about it I have to say on her front. But I will talk about more on general gameplay stuff, is that you do have your cameo system. And the cameos in here are really cool. Again, I was playing with Li Mei the whole time. But I use a few other cameos with her. I found Frost works for her the most because she allows you to do combo extensions because she can freeze people. But I think this is where the game comes into really its own with the cameo system. You could basically make the characters who are lacking certain things to make their moves either safe or compensate for that weakness. So for instance, Li Mei's launcher move is not safe. However, if you play like Kano has his Kano ball, and his Kano ball can actually stay on the screen, and while you're up on an opponent's face and whatnot, or you're about to do an unsafe move, you can use the Kano ball as a way to keep yourself safe from opponent attacking, which is really cool. You can actually hit Happy Birthday the cameos, and it will create armor for the person who got hit, but their cameos will be won't be able to come out for a little bit of time if they get hit. So keep that in mind. But I would say the one negative I have about the cameo system is that they remove your forward grab, and it's a cameo that does the forward grab. I'm not a huge fan of that. I wish there were like 2 grabs for your character and then 2 grabs for your cameos. I just thought it served no purpose other than to say, hey, well, we got the cameo looks cool doing their shit. But I would have preferred it to actually do other shit other than, hey, this cameo can is just gonna do this grab and that's it. I kind of wanted it to have benefits when you do a cameo grab. There's no benefits for doing cameo grabs in the game. I do like that there is finally breakaway. Holy shit. Mortal Kombat 11 had breakaways, but they were fucking trash. It landed you on the floor, and later on in a patch, you can break breakaways with specific combos, and some people's specific combos were really good. Other people's specific combo was fucking trash. So they finally made it like MK9, MKX, where if you're in a pinch and you get yourself into a combo, holy shit, you can just break away and your cameo will come in and save your ass. But one of the cool things they did was, if your cameo comes in, to use that breakaway, you have to spend 2 bars. So 2 bars, and also half of your cameo in order to get out of a combo. So I really like that. That means you can't just be spamming breakaways. but you know, you could get yourself out of a tough situation. So it's a give and take. And finally, I guess the final thing I will say about the cameo system, and it's something that's really been bothering me now that I've played the game extensively, is your character just staying in place while the cameo is doing its shit. Like in any versus game, any Marvel vs. Capcom, or any assist-based game, you're able to move around while your assist is fucking doing their move. I don't know why they opted to just have your fucking character just do a pose while your cameo or your assist is doing their shit. Like, that shit is weird. It looks goofy because you have characters like Liu Kang just cheesing, smiling, while your cameo is just doing a dumbass combo. There is one funny thing I will say is when you play Kano and he does his eye beam, he'll hold down the opponent. I mean your character, and it's kind of funny because he's like, "Yo, get the fuck down on this floor, bitch! I'm about to ice beam this motherfucker. Like, I'm about to fucking be like, behold, Optic Blast," and it's kind of funny. But at the same time, I really don't like that. I was like, the more and more I was playing, I was like, man, I should be able to call out my assist and still do a combo while the assist is out, you know. And I just wish it was more to it than that. But that's just my... So overall, I think the cameo system is a really cool idea. It's really nice. However, it needs a lot more work, man. It needs a lot more work. I'm surprised they did not take lessons from Marvel vs. Capcom or any other Versus series game, because it could really use some of that spark in some of it. But it's a really cool concept. There is still flawless block, but now it just doesn't do chip damage anymore. I mean, it saves you from chip damage. It doesn't give you active frames like before, like you're free when you get hit. Now it's just like, okay, if you did a flawless block, congratulations, you don't get chip damage now. So it's like, good, thank you. I actually like that change. Really fucked with that change a lot. And so far from what I played, no one has any spammable projectile moves that is like really annoying. Like even Sub-Zero, which I played in the beta, his freeze ball comes out really slow because he like winds up and does a whole big fucking animation. Even in the EX version, when you do it fast, it really did not come out fast. Same thing with Li Mei. So fireball spamming is not that ridiculous. Speaking of my boy Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero in this game is fucking dope. Not only is it Bihan, so he sounds like a fucking villain throughout all the dialogue, but you know, he's got some cool shit. Bihan has this new move where he'll throw out like spike ice, and it'll freeze you for a little bit, and now you have to guess what is he gonna do. Is he gonna do an overhead mix-up type of combo, or is he gonna be doing a low forward attack, low attack into combo extension using the cameo? And he's just really fun. I didn't realize this until I actually played the fucking game, that his air combo or his air launcher, he uses a fucking spinal skeleton to beat your ass with it, and it's fucking cool as fuck. It's like, where the fuck is he pulling out all these skeletons to beat your ass with it? But it was kind of funny. Also, same thing with Li Mei. Where is she pulling out all these lanterns like to get these shits? But anywho, like, really cool. I really enjoyed it. Enjoyed him. He's got a lot of cool low to mid mix up potential. I really was feeling his character. He works well with I saw one person use Kano, but for me, I was using Sonya Blade. Sonya assists was really clean for Sub-Zero, because she allows him to do his dive, which, yes, my boy Sub-Zero has a fucking ice dive move. If you EX it, he'll come to the crashing down it to the floor and do a pillar of spike ice that pops enemy up in the air, and you can dash up or use a cameo to continue combo strings. And he was just a blast to play with. He was really cool. But I think Sonya made him even cooler, because his 3-4 combo extension, where it was like this load into his low slide. I think it's a mid into a low slide, and when you get hit, it keeps your opponent up in the air for a little bit. So you could call in Sonya, and she has like this air dash punch, and when she can hit the opponent, and it gives you enough time to do combo extensions. And I was just figuring out some cool ass shit with Sub-Zero. I know other people's come up with some way better tech with him, but he was really enjoyable. The problem I have is, like, honestly, it's with the controls of this game. It's not that the controls are bad, don't get me wrong, but it has a very heaviness to it, and it's something I've realized after playing Street Fighter 6, that NRS games, and I just don't know what it is about NRS games, it feels like you can't button mash the buttons. You kind of have to press each button individually, but if you press the button too many times, the move won't come out. It will still register that you pressed the button multiple times, and it leads to certain strings. And I noticed this in MK11, but I noticed it even more so in this game, that some of the animations are so long that you can't cancel out of them, or the game doesn't register that you made a different input. It still sticks on that previous input that you have. So some moves, I'm like, yo, I did the fucking full combo, what the fuck? But because I pressed another input, it doesn't register it. And that's been in every NRS game, but is even more severe in this game. So again, this is something that I really wish NRS would fucking fix. You know, this is something I've noticed. And this is their first fucking game, and they still haven't fixed it. They haven't fixed it in Justice. They haven't fixed it in any of the MK games, and it's still here. And it's annoying now. It's a little annoying, man. It's annoying. Come on, NRS. Y'all supposed to be the kings of fighting game, and y'all just doing this shit, bro. It's like, come on. And it's really hurts now that you're going up against Street Fighter 6, who, when you play that game, you know, you can make mistakes and errors, and that game is way more lenient on your mistakes. And it just feels really good. This feels like, bruh, like, if I make a mistake, oh well. Like, try again, bitch. And it's like, no, fuck. Like, the fuck? No. Let me have some fun, motherfucker, alright? It's a game. Let me have fun. Let me make a mistake and be able to rectify that mistake. And this, if you make a mistake, it's like, no. It's like, fuck. Lastly, the last person I played was Liu Kang. I didn't take him online, but I did mess around with a little bit of his gameplay. And I gotta say, this is my favorite Liu Kang. This is my favorite Liu Kang. And it's the simple reason, is his fucking animations is godly. Like, some godly shit, man. I love how he has like electricity, fire teleport. He goes from a mid to a low, and then you can do the EX teleport, which bounce you up in the air, and so you can continue doing teleport. Instead of his classic MK, his bicycle kick, he has now like a Tatsumaki whirlwind kick. I think it's called Dragon Dance, and if you EX it, he does like this flashy like dragon coming out of the kick for the final ender. which is fucking awesome. He has his flying kick, but this time, before he does it, he'll do this cool ass like pose, and a dragon will come out. If you EX it, a blue dragon will come out, and he'll stay where he's at, and you can combo and do more combo potential out of that, and then you can do the regular version, and he'll just do the kick. Liu Kang is fucking awesome. He's to me the most coolest animated person in the beta. Like, he's the coolest because he just gives you this sense of, I'm the master of this shit, all right? And even his dialogue is like, when he wins a round, he'll talk about like, yo, how I end this shit is up to you. I know how this shit ends, but are you willing to find out how it's gonna end? I'm giving you options. Like, he just sounds cool. Even his dialogue, some of his dialogue between characters before the matches start is fucking awesome. Like there's a funny one between him and Johnny Cage, where Johnny Cage is like, yo, bro, like, you telling me I dated somebody in the past in another timeline? And he's like, spoilers, Mr. Cage. There's another one where it's a reference to Karate Kid, where Liu Kang is like, okay, Cage, I will teach you what the wax off means. And Johnny Cage is like, yo, you Miyagi my shit. Like, there's some really good banters with Johnny. Johnny's hilarious in this game, but Liu Kang is like that motherfucking G. I can't wait to actually play him more. I did not get a chance to play him online, so don't even ask to see gameplay, but he was fucking dope. Can't wait to play more of him and also see how he is in the story mode, because he really feels like the grandmaster of this timeline. As for the rest of the beta, honestly, this is a beta, so things are subject to change, but holy fuck, they need to work on the glitches in this game. This game has tons of glitches. Like I was surprised on how much glitches there were. I mean, there's audio glitches, like characters' moves and blasts would not come out, would not sound right, or no sound effects for the blast. And in a game where, you know, it is important, it really was like weird not hearing no sound effects. Sometimes when you do like a fatal blow or fatal blow, the screen goes into like this like black and white, and sometimes if it missed, the screen will stay black and white, and it was like, what the fuck? I noticed it happened more on Cage house stage, so that's something they gotta work on. And more importantly, the cameo grabs, like some of them were wonky. Like I remember there was one time where I was playing as Li Mei, and I did the grab, and then all of a sudden, like, my cameo didn't come out, but the grab was still coming out with Frost, and I was like, what the fuck? It was like weird shit like that. Like there's other weird shit that I saw on Twitter, but those were like the kind of weird part. But to go back into a positive, the accessibility options in this game is fucking amazing. Like, I appreciate accessibilities in video games for obvious reasons. As someone who has a learning disability and is still dyslexic, it's really cool to have an accessibility option where you'll have a reader tell you what the fuck is going on in the match, and also it'll make noise just like in Street Fighter 6. If you're close to your opponent, it'll make a particular loud noise. When you're far away from your opponent, it'll make a low noise. But another thing I loved about it, I love so much about it, Ashley tell the person about the details of the fatal blow and the fucking and the fatality. That's hilarious to me, but I love it so much. So I gotta give NetherRealm a props for that, for adding more adding accessibility so people can play more fighting games. That's the dream. That's the dream. That's the fucking dream. Another issue I have, and this is again something that will just be fixed when the full game comes out, I hope, is the online inconsistent match latency. So some matches I have was going smooth, I was able to pull off combos really well, and then other times the fucking I would just get the most laggiest fucking match, and I was just like, oh no. And that's weird because I felt like MK11 handled online really well. So I don't fucking know why the online in this was like so wonky, but that's what a beta is for, to test these shits out. So hopefully when the final game comes, it'll get some of this stuff out. You know, a lot of people complained about like the game feeling slow, it feeling a little too sluggish. You know, and it definitely, I could definitely see it has improved, but man, like I'm just thinking about MK9's movements while I was playing this game, and even, you know, a little bit of MKX, you know, and I still think those are like the best of the MK reboot NetherRealm trilogy of movements. Like those movements were really fucking good, and you know, the movements in here, it's good, but it does still leave a lot to be desired. Like I still was like, man, shit, give me a fucking run button or a dash or something. Like let me do something. I'm not trying to make this video sound like a negative. I actually really enjoyed the beta, and I'm really looking forward to this game. This game has a lot of good stuff for it. The cameo system is really interesting. Again, I love the reinvention and the callbacks to, you know, 3D era Mortal Kombat with Liu Kang and all this stuff. I love this peaceful era version of Mortal Kombat. It's really interesting. The music is really phenomenal. Like I actually recognize, like the music actually sounds good, and that's because, you know, we got DMC5 composer to do it, so I'm like really happy about that. Pull my double trigger. Anywho, but it's looking really good, but it needs a delay, man. I really hope that this game. This is one time where I wish NetherRealm would just delay the game, man, because it just has things about it that I'm just like, this needs work. This needs work, and so forth and so forth. It's a game that needs a lot of work, man, and you know, we're in competition, man. Street Fighter 6 came out, you know, we're on to our DLC number 2, and you know, Tekken 8 is around the corner, like next year, Tekken 8. So, you know, there's competitions out there now, so you can't rest on your morals. And I think Mortal Kombat 1 has a lot of cool ideas. It's just, I don't know if they are executing their ideas flawlessly like it should be. But we'll see when the full game comes out. But I want to know, what's your thoughts? I want to know, what do you think of the game? If you played the beta, do you like what you've seen? What was your favorite character in the beta? What are you most looking forward to in MK1? Me personally, as the story, as always, I love NetherRealm's story, despite the bullshit that's in it sometimes. But yeah, comment below, let me know, subscribe to the channel, like the video, of course, and as always, more videos are coming soon. It's your boy Mr. Degenerate signing out. Have a good one. My Kombat.